Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Donald Trump threatens Putin in a cryptic message. Well, the guys behind all this Ukraine war successfully got Donald Trump, not that he didn't want, I don't think that he was against, he got him into disliking Putin and turning against Putin. And finally, he's going to square off with Putin. That is what? Nuclear war? Oh, no. It's not going to be a nuclear war. It's going to be a controlled war, like in Ukraine. So, we have some profiteers. We have some guys who want to pay Russia back for being kicked out of Russia. And they are using the Americans, and they want to use the Americans as they use them in Iran or in the Middle East to, settle their scores with our blood and our resources. And they got whomever is in charge of the Americans are stepping up, are adding a little bit to the confrontation. They're getting closer. They don't do it at once, and maybe Donald Trump is the guy who's gonna squeeze the trigger. So Trump tells Putin, hey, you know what? You'll be seeing things happen. Oh my God, what are you gonna do? That's the first one. And everybody in the media is going to portray Trump as a president, strong leader, and all that. Not a fascist anymore, not a crazy guy, not a, lover and all that. No. Now he's a president. Why? He follows what he needs to follow, set by the agenda. An agenda is set by the guys. So that's the first topic we're going to discuss. And the other three, I'm going to show you how people, I don't know how to call these guys, they're media operatives. They are shaping your opinion, or try to, by giving you the same garbage they gave you when these guys attacked Iraq, when these guys attacked Yugoslavia, when these guys attacked Libya, when these guys attacked Syria. When these guys attack, they will give you the same spiel. So finally they are happy. Trump turned on Putin. Like they were friends or something. Yeah, it was portrayed like that. Hey, he's friends with the criminal, therefore he's bad. Now he's against the criminal, you're good. Let me start with the first article. USA Today. You'll be seeing things happen, quote unquote. President Trump teases, quote unquote, major statement on Russia. And the media and the operatives are all ecstatic about it. Why? Finally, someone with centuries-long grievances against Russia and the Europeans and everybody else, for that matter, will have the bully boy be used, unleashed towards other Europeans in Russia. And they will be counting their money and waiting. That's what it is. And these guys are getting closer with their media. President Donald Trump said he plans to make, and I'm quoting, a major statement early next week on Russia as he escalates his criticism of Russian President Vladimir Putin amid Russia's recent wave of attacks on Ukraine. You'll be seeing things happen, Trump told reporters on July 11 when asked about Russia's overnight drone attack on Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, and damaged a maternity hospital. Because that's what the Russians do. This is what the operatives portray the Russians to be. Maternity, hospital, schools, kindergartens, things like this, civilian dwellings, and so on. This is what the Russians do. They're criminal, man. So you have to stop them, Trump, with your resources. And we're going to wait for you to do that. And when that happens, all right, and you fuck yourself like in the two other world wars, we're going to come and reconstruct with other banks and our money that we just print. Click, 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 click. Got that? All right. So Trump right now is going to give us something. We're going to see things happen. Okay. Let's go to the next article. What will happen now? Now, it's a fact that Trump has turned on Putin. So this is a fact that Trump turned on Putin. Well, there's no surprise here. After all, it was the United States of America versus Russia. It was not Ukraine versus Russia. So what's the problem? Just he came out and says, I am. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, what happened now? No, it was always the United States of America, NATO, the imbeciles in Europe against the Russians. Why? I told you why. One of the main reasons is this. Putin kicked them out. They got a grip of Russia in 1918. They lost it for a little while after Stalin died. And then they gained it big time after 1991, after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And then in 2006, they got kicked out by Putin. They ran like little birds, like this. Why? He said, come over here. Come over here. How did you make your first money? How did you buy the Russian natural gas? How did you buy our Russian resources? Who are you guys? Oh, you have dual citizenship? Why? And they're like, let's go to London. And now they want it back. Why? Russia's resources, goddamn. This is one of the main reasons. Why do you think you have all this Victoria Nuland? What do you think you have Blinken? What do you think you have, what's her name? Christian, whatever her name is. I always forget her. Freeland in Canada. And not only, they're all for it. Look at their ancestors for a change. Where they come from. Exactly from that part. Ukraine, Russia, that area. Why? Their ancestors left, were kicked out. And not only. So what's going on? Now that Trump has turned on Putin, they were never friends. It was made up to you to think they're friends, so you turn against Trump and put pressure on him that, hey, see, he's killing maternity over there, maternity hospitals. That's all the Russians are doing. But the Ukrainians, no. And how about Israel? Can you tell me what Israel does in Gaza? Can you please? I'm listening intensely. No. All right? But Trump is not turning against anybody over there. Anybody. I mean, after all, the right of self-defense trumps everything. And let me show you a jackal. Let me show you a operative. And here is a former advisor to President Trump and J.D. Vance. Steve Cortez. This is what he says in his opinion, whatever it is. Yermak, Zelensky, and America commitment to Ukraine. You see, we're all together. We are all together. That's America's commitment. I'm part of America, and I'm not committed to Yermak Stein, Zelensky Stein, Reznikov Stein, Zmihal Stein. I'm not. I'm committed to the United States of America. And I don't think that's in the interest of the United States of America, what's going on over there. That's what I think. So this guy speaks in our name. He was an advisor. That is... This is so he lumps together like they lumps the same thing with Iran and Middle East. Israel's interests are 100% aligned with American interests. Always. Only when it's Israel's. When it's the Americans, the other guys are... only unidirectional. I need your money, I need your power, I need everything you got. When we need something, what do you give me? Give me something. All right. So this guy, Jackal, I will call him, right there, Yermak, Zelensky, and America's commitment to Ukraine. We are all together in this, man. We are all together. And here, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This guy sells you the mirage that Zelensky is Ukrainian. Right there, from the get-go. Remains mostly popular in the United States. Though, why? Media. Though his approval rating has plunged from the sky high levels he enjoyed as recently as 2 years ago. Alright? So this is the first jackal. Now I'm going to show you opinion. This is how these guys are changing now. When a media outlet, a newspaper, wants to say something, but they don't want to back it, they don't want to be one of their, editors or whatever, writers, they employ an opinion. So a guy is going to be allowed, because of the free speech, to give his opinion through my medium, to you, that I support. When I don't say I support, I just allow people to say things. Only in one direction, not the other one. So let me show you this guy. Is The Hill. Opinion. So opinion is someone which is, Kusanboy Kochibzhanov. Opinion contribute. He's just a guy who gives his opinion. It's not The Hill. No. It's this guy. So anything this guy says, it's on him. And usually when they do this, people forget it's an opinion. They think it's the media, that you don't know the people, the experts, and sometimes they're the experts. But experts have agendas. Don't forget anyone. And they're paid by certain interests as well, like universities or research or other means. So let's see what this guy says. Ukrainians are fighting Russia, so US troops don't have to. Have you heard this before? Old people that are watching this, older like me, or older. When have you heard this before? Those guys, X, are fighting Y, so US troops don't have to. Do you remember who those guys were? We've been told this in many other attacks. We have to fund those guys because those guys fight so we don't have to. I heard this before, but it's not necessarily the case. How did you reach that conclusion? So he starts that's a statement right there. This is the thesis. That's a fact according to this person. Ukrainians are fighting Russia, so US troops don't have to. So if Ukrainians would not fight, that automatically, according to this person, United States troops will have to fight Russia. That's a given. That's it. That means I send you to the previous article where we have this guy right here. Right there. Man, that's commitment. America's commitment must be to these aliens. Why? Because otherwise, we have to fight them. You understand? Of course you understand. The same thing they did before, the same thing they will do it again. Why? It worked. And it works, and it will work. You know why? Because you have a big strata of the population that is dumb. It's a fact. You want to go with the IQ? Okay, IQ. Supposedly, the United States of America has an IQ of about 100. About 100. That means below 86, you're considered mentally okay? Below 86. Now, if you have 100 and you see at bell curve distribution, you must have a big strata of the population, about 40%. 40% on the lower end of the curve, which is below 86. How the fuck are those guys functioning? How are they driving a car? How do they wipe their asses? You understand? You have at least 40% in your society that are considered scientifically below 86 IQ. You understand? Now you understand why the jobs now around are just, hello, how can I direct your call? That's why, because you get 80 fucking 6 below that 40%. That's how it is, my friends. Go and check it out. You don't believe me? That's a little book over there. I know it's politically incorrect, called the Bell's Curve, for instance, but you can do a little Google search. So he knows those people are incapable of understanding why the sun is in the sky half of a day. They don't fucking know. That's the first ones. The other ones are the guys that think they were fooled into thinking that they're educated. There was the most people with diplomas, college degrees in America, which is 30%. 30%. So you have the 40%, and you got the 30% who are geniuses. Okay? So you got 30% of these guys who are having college degrees. That means they're intellectuals. Okay? But how do you do it? You give to people that should not have a college degree, you give it a mirage. Like you get from the 40% that I mentioned, they get college degrees and they're going to have a diploma right there. And they're going to say, oh, I have a diploma right here. I'm educated. But he's still below 86 IQ. Why? Because the standards of the universities were dropped so low so people can get a degree and they can think that they are intellectuals. And let me read, baby. Yeah, make that coffee for me. I'm going to read Wall Street Journal. I'm going to read USA Today, Financial Times. I'm educated. BBC, I'm going to watch. I'm educated. I'm intellectual. I graduated with a degree in basket weaving, or with queer dance or something. I'm educated. A college degree. This is the level. And these guys, when they watch CNN, Fox News, they're very much regimented into authority worshipping. And when the authority tells them, hey, you are together with the poor guys because those guys destroyed the maternity hospital, these guys, because they're better than everyone, they have empathy, all right? And that's the mark of a just person, empathy, not Okay, we have to. So you have the 40% that intertwines with the 30% because some from the 40% are part of the 30% and they think they're intellectuals. And you got people like you and I who are really, really the geniuses. No, but at least we can see through. We can see through. And they don't care. Mr. Cortez right here, he doesn't write this article for you and I. This opinion right here by Khrushchanov, Gabalov is not published by The Hill for you and I. They know, and this guy right here from the CNN by analyst, he is an analyst, Stephen Collinson. These things are not, and if you want to go here, this is just a regular thing. These guys, Joy Garrison, these things are not written for you. These are written for them. They have to keep the stupidity going and keep the baboons drugged up with imbecility. That's what it is. They don't want to be by you because it's hard. They need effort. With these ones, they don't need effort. They can be like a Swiss cheese, full of holes, their stories, because these guys will never pick up on them. But you will. You will sniff it just, oh, it's coming. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Just from a mile away. So remember, they don't have to convince all of us. They need 30 to 40% in a population to win all elections. That's all. And it's very easy. You got a regimented media with an agenda. You got the guys on top. They got the politicians. You got the schools to regiment your children. And then the children will become adults and they will say, yes, we got global warming. It's a man-made. Let's go back to caves. You go back to caves. Let me stay here and burn the fucking oil. No? All right. And then your child comes to you from school and says, global warming or green energy or this. I'm all for it. I'm all for that. But don't make me go back to caves because some people will make a profit. Remember, it's all about control and money. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So yes, Trump threatens, oh yeah, we're going to see things coming. Like what? What are you going to do? You're going to get your boys into war? Yeah, I'm going to strike Russia. You're going to strike Russia? I don't think so. You're going to pump more money in Ukraine from the get-go. It was United States of America or the interest, harnessing is how we call it, shackling the United States of America and Russia. That's how it was from the get-go. People like you and I know that. The baboons don't know that. Is the Ukrainians being attacked? Yeah, the Ukrainians with Yermak in charge, with Zelensky, with Shmihal, with Reznikov, with Umerov. Yeah, these Ukrainians in charge. Fuck me, Freddy. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.